maybe, and no more maybes. I just want to talk about spring cleaning. It's genuinely my favorite time of the year. I also feel like I can recenter myself and just double check where I'm at, how I feel, how things are going. Hello my loves! It's been 4 weeks and I'm excited to be back. So the minute I took this break, I felt a huge relief. And this was really the last piece I needed to sort out in order to finally reestablish some balance into my life. This weekend, we actually had a long weekend and the weather today was surprisingly good. So my partner and I decided to go for a quick walk around the Olympic Park. Although I used to cycle around here a bit, it was my first time taking some of these routes, and I truly felt like we had uncovered some little gems. On our way back, we pit stopped for some ice cream, and I truly don't know how, if there was any other or better way to end this excursion. Okay, I just want to talk about spring cleaning. It's genuinely my favorite time of the year, simply because not only do I have the big bank holiday weekends, but I also feel like I can recenter myself and just double check where I'm at, how I feel, how things are going. Because then of course you have summer, the holidays, and then the back to school season where you're like refreshed, more energy, and then you have end of year where you can do like your goals and whatnot. For someone who's, I think, genuinely just has seasonal depression, it's like I'm finally coming out of the other side. And this year, one of our goals with Peppa was to actually do a spring cleaning in the house. I don't always do it around spring cleaning. I do it whenever. If you have a long weekend, you can just do it, not stress about having to take leave or things taking longer. Like this year, our goal was to clear out the flat and what we brought into the house. Because when we moved in, actually let me put my phone on silence. When we moved in this year, we had brought a lot of stuff that genuinely I didn't want to hold on to, but we didn't have enough time to properly get rid of, recycle, or donate it. Anyways, this was the plan this year. And one of the big things I was eyeing is my closet and the storage room. Storage room had a lot of random shit, just had to go. I was holding on to things that are like maybe, and no more maybes. If I hadn't used it, I probably wasn't gonna use it. And that's okay. It can find a better, greater home, better use, and I think for me that is more important. So when it came to my closet, one thing is that I have been struggling with my outfits for a long time. I've mentioned this before, but I've had a lot of hand-me-downs, and I don't mind it because I pick the hand-me-downs I get from like aunties, cousins, sisters, which I love. Unfortunately, it has led me to stress about my style and not feel confident, not feel like myself, not feel like the person I envision myself to really be. These things of making space to actually create a wardrobe that is more meaningful, more me, and that allows me to just, it's kind of like a rebirth kind of thing without being like too dramatic. But fashion, I think, is a very expressive part of people's lives, so I really do want to make an effort, and clearing my closet was the first step. And it felt like such a big weight being lifted off my chest. I'm more free, I'm more whatnot. But I've noticed that this cleaning was also a good reminder and awakening of like a few things that were happening in my life, some values that I was in, like, what's it called? Values that I wasn't living by. So what I mean by that is that I don't want to leave my family and be anywhere too far from them. So I don't want to be in a country outside of Europe, just because I want to be able to be close and at easy reach and at affordable tickets to see my family whenever I want. However, I literally have always been in Europe, and so have they, and we do not see each other more than twice a year. Yeah, we could do better. And so this year, after my little, like, I will explain further, but basically I had a little moment where everything was stressing me out. I was overwhelmed. And I was already looking forward to seeing my family. I just booked a ticket to Paris. Even though I was going to be working, I went there. I spent time with my family. I wasn't doing chores, and I think that was a huge relief as well. Like, nothing about chores, nothing about anything, just like working, then finishing my work day, focusing on editing in a fun, light way. And then on the weekend, I went for a lovely walk with my brother. I was actually really keen to hang out with him, but it was just so nice, so relaxing, and I just felt super happy that we actually did that in the end. So it was a good weekend and a good way for me to reset and kind of think about what I wanted to do. And it also kind of pushed me towards taking this break from YouTube. Mostly because it's not like, oh my god, I need a break and I'm not working on YouTube. Like, I am. And the main reason is I was editing a video this week and I started editing it. I didn't like it and I came up with an idea. But in order to see if the idea would work, I would need more time. And I literally only had maybe 36 hours to finish editing the video, which was impossible. So I was just like, you know what, this is now. First of all, I'm not gonna pause halfway through the Tokyo arc if I need to do more than one video. And I kind of just want to be able to edit the bulk of Japan and get it out of the way. Not because I don't think it's cool, but also because I don't want to just like have to like edit like bits and pieces and not be able to make the story more concise if I need to, because I do have to edit by chunks and maybe I'm missing things that could add to the storytelling. Anyways, you know, there's things like that about the creative flow that I can't really develop as someone who is just like week to week to week to week. So when I left, I did say that I had been struggling to balance sleep, work, and my life. One of the things, and the big thing I've noticed during the spring cleaning and rebirth of life is good, is that first of all, I don't sleep for shit. I was sleeping really late, up to 1 a.m, waking up at 7. And obviously if you sleep really late, if you wake up early, and I have absolute poor sleep. I didn't feel refreshed, I had a lot of nightmares. I was starting to look like absolute trash, which this is not the vibe, especially when you're going to be on camera. It's not good. And also, I noticed that when I went to the gym, I wasn't performing as well. I was so out of it. So obviously my sleep had to get fixed ASAP. So I started doing that by taking magnesium before bed and also sleeping early, obviously, before 11 p.m. every night. Doing a lot of progress, no complaints. The other thing I've noticed, and it's kind of sad, is that I haven't been prioritizing my relationship with my partner. I have socialized so much. I'm seeing a lot of my friends after work, I'm editing a lot, I'm doing all these fun things, but I'm not making time for my partner because obviously I kind of take it for granted in a way. Like, he's always here, we're always home, we do spend a lot of time and a lot of like emotional time. I don't know how to describe it, but we do make time to be present for each other. For example, just now, this is my 5th version of this motherfucking video. Let me tell you, my cat was pissing me off, okay? And he came, he's like, and I was like, okay, so what are you gonna do about it? He's like, well, I'm gonna come and give you a hug and like, I'll just hold you for a bit. And I was like, okay, thank you. And obviously now, I'm like, so that's that. But I do not make time to be like with him, go on dates and stuff like that. So besides my sleep, the gym that obviously has been affected by my sleep, spending time with my partner, visiting my family or not visiting my family, work picked up like crazy. I think I mentioned it before, like it has been really busy. You know, there's a lot of stresses going on, and then there's YouTube, the timelines, and wanting to be creative and filming something nice, but also like it's a chore. It's becoming like a chore, like picking up the camera when I'm already fucking knackered and I look like absolute shit because of my sleep. You know, it's like just not the mood, not the vibe, not the way to go forward, especially when my goals this year are just so simple. They're just about happiness and looking good, okay? And if I don't sleep, I don't look good. God knows, maybe dementia in a few years' time. We're generally trying to avoid it. This spring has been very enlightening of the things I want to fix. I feel like I've also just adjusted the way I take care of myself and what I prioritize, what I invest in. I just want to keep looking forward in a positive manner, like assessing, fixing, and just tweaking as things go on. Obviously, life can always get hectic and nothing's gonna be perfect. Like, I fix something now, something will probably fail tomorrow. And it's just like making sure that I'm still on track and still prioritizing the right things. And I think that's the most important part, like prioritizing, assessing what will be the most meaningful to you long term. And if you do it in spring, if you do it in like back to school season, or if you do it in December, it's whatever, as long as you also know yourself enough to know when you should reassess your goals, when you should take a break, when you should maybe push harder than you're currently doing. And sometimes just enjoy it. Nothing's about productivity and grinding. I think we're also too focused on that. We try to fit too many things in a single day, and it's just not worth it. I feel like we'll always have to make a sacrifice, and sometimes we have to sacrifice the things that are good for us, not just the bad stuff. and just finding a balance, guys. Not everything you say no to is a bad thing. I hope your spring has started positively, and if it hasn't, I hope you are working towards it in a positive, healthy manner instead of stressing out about perfection and having the perfect routine and whatnot. It's all about the small steps we take rather than the big leaps. So I hope to see you soon, and I'm really excited to be back. So bye, guys.